recording.
It's on.
We are started.
Two Back Taper podcast back again after a
hiatus.
How many months?
Months and months.
Probably 2, 3, maybe two. We have good reasons, I feel like.
Do we?
Not
we don't
really.
have good reasons. Paul's just lazy.
We had marathon training and then 2 marathons back to back weekends.
Okay, you can't be like, we didn't record a podcast.
And then we moved. So if you watch this on YouTube, you'll see a different background for sure.
Yeah, there's no more cat litter next to us.
Right.
But let me just correct him because he's saying like all these things as if like there's months and months of activities.
There was.
All this took place within 2 weeks.
I think I was unemployed the last time we recorded too.
I'm
sure I was.
Now he has a job.
Now I'm working, so it's just harder. It's just harder, man.
His life drastically changed as he got a job.
But the move really was the big thing.
Not
so Matt
really.
bought a house.
I did buy a
like
house.
a mile away from where we were previously in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, now I'm Paul's landlord.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
A lot of stipulations I have to follow.
What? There's not a lot of stipulations.
I have to do all the yard work and like take out the trash and stuff.
That's actually, I brought out the trash to that corner this week, so.
God bless you.
And we don't even have like a big yard. So don't even act like I have to
That's
do
true.
all the yard
we
work.
Don't.
Yeah.
There's no but I think we'll be able to make it a more regular thing now. We have a good setup. And
Paul wants to record in the basement.
We need to probably not record in this room again. We're just in the kitchen here at the new place.
At the new table.
I'm sure the sound is not good. Yeah, this table's nice though. Honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Where do you want to start?
Well, speaking of the new table, Paul has been hating on the things that my dad has built for this house.
That's not true.
It is true. You like hate on that table that he built, which is a really nice table. What are you
Something's
doing?
on that table. Yeah, he built a nice table with like plants inside of it.
Yeah, it's like a blooming coffee table for those of you who are trying to envision what it is.
But it's got like a window pane top
instead of a flat glass, and Paul hates it because he can't eat on the table.
It's not flat. There's many sections where it's just
normal people don't just eat in front of the
and
TV. They eat at the table.
You drop food crumbs in those corners, it's over. They're never coming out.
Why don't you eat at the normal table where
nobody eats in their own kitchen?
I would love it. I would love to eat at the kitchen and have a conversation with you.
Only if you have kids. Single people, like, couples without kids, they don't eat. They don't eat in the kitchen.
I would like to eat in the kitchen.
There's no way.
I feel like it'd be more quality time.
Maybe. You're probably right.
He doesn't spend any quality time with me.
We are right now.
This is not quality time.
Do you want to start with maybe the Chicago Marathon? Mac ran the Chicago Marathon.
Yeah, I did.
We went down there for 4 days.
Yep, left on Friday. No, 4 days. Left on Friday.
Yeah.
Got down there, stayed with our friend in her like...
Shout out Abby Wellman.
in her like cute little, not little, actually large apartment over...
Lincoln Park.
Overlooking Lincoln Park. And then we went to the hotel the rest of the days and ran the Chicago Marathon Sunday. I did.
Highly recommend running that thing.
I don't recommend it. Just kidding. I can't say that.
We knew a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Met up with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. I'm just jaded. I don't want to run it again for a while.
You will.
I did not have a fun time.
Take a year off, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
I might run it. We'll see. Yeah. Next year.
It's good. It's just there's a lot of like waiting around before you run. And it's early in the morning and it's not warm. And then after you run, you have to walk, which all majors, you have to walk like a mile to 2 miles to try to like find anyone you know. And you're like stuck in the like gated area.
You think New York and Boston are like that too?
New York was 2 miles.
I feel like, really?
Yeah, I saw it on people's
I thought
social
Boston's
media.
Like kind of close.
No, it's still like at least a mile.
I have no idea.
Especially now after everything that happened years ago, like they'd have security there. So you're kind of like stuck.
You did really good though. Ran a 3:19.
Yeah, not really.
PR by 7 minutes.
Yeah, but
I was very proud of you.
Thanks.
Even though you were upset.
I am still upset about it.
Well, didn't have the best day. That's okay.
No, but I am running another one in the spring.
Carmel, Indiana.
I will be visiting Indiana It'll be a great time.
We, I think we did Chicago like pretty proper though. Stayed at the hotel where the expo was.
Which I wouldn't do again.
No?
I mean, I liked that they had a shuttle that took us to the start of the race or like near the race start line. But I feel like there are closer hotels that we could have stayed in. Like the expo one was still pretty far outside of everything. Like we couldn't walk to any restaurants or anything like that. Like everything was like a drive. I think the Congress Hotel is where I would have stayed.
And I already looked that place up. It's sold out for next year. So
which is so
don't even bother. Yeah, I don't know what to do for next year. We'll see though.
I mean, you haven't even applied yet.
I know, but I almost think you could stay in like a neighborhood 5 miles outside the city and train in the morning.
Oh yeah, you could take the L in.
Yeah.
You just have to like definitely map it out and make sure that you know how the L works and things like that. I mean, realistically, if Abby still lives there, you could even just stay with her if she's not running it. You know what I mean? Because it's not like her family's going to be in town like they were this year. Then again, you should probably ask her before. I'm just like, yeah, you could definitely stay with our friend Abby.
Yeah. And then the weekend after that, right? I ran Detroit. Was that the weekend after? Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran the Detroit Marathon.
Yep. That was a joy. Paul did really good.
That was like quick and easy.
What'd you do? Like a 308?
309.
309.
A lot of people we knew from the track club ran it.
Yeah.
The half.
I don't think people even know that we have a track club.
Was that not talked about in the last episode?
I don't think it was.
Max started a track club here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I feel like we did.
I don't think so. Did we?
I can't remember. Apologies about episode number 4. I'm pretty sure the audio was absolutely
trash.
Fucked.
Yeah, there was an echo.
And I just didn't feel like correcting it. What?
There was an echo in it.
There was an echo. Yeah. I messed with the audio too much on Premiere Pro.
He's still learning. But we have a track club here in Grand Rapids, Michigan called Society Track Club. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, we built a running team off of that same group. And they were all in Detroit too. It seemed like most of the team was racing either the half. Well, I think all of them did the half except for you did the full.
Tess, Andrew, Liz, Connor.
Mm-hmm. Liz hasn't applied for the team.
Oh yeah. I forgot Liz. Yeah,
Liz is like honorary. She's one of our friends.
Oh no, Tess didn't run. She crewed it. Yeah, shout out Tess for crewing it.
Tess, they crewed it.
And then our friends Richard and Silas out east
they also were at
huge support.
Different. Well, Richard from Running for Brews in Royal Oak,
Michigan.
Yep, he started that club, which is super cool. If you're down there, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Or over there, I guess. But he was like, he did the relay.
Oh yeah.
But he also hung out with us, with Tess and I.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, hanging out with all them and being at the race.
I think it's the only marathon that goes to 2 countries at once. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think there's one other one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. But yeah, you go over to Canada.
Yeah.
And then you have to run in an underground tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you're right. It is the only marathon that does 2 countries.
Yeah.
But it's also one of only 2 marathons, I think, that have an underwater bridge. Tunnel
bridge, yeah.
Whatever it is. Let's see. Oh,
but yeah, I was happy with that. I was happy with it. 309. It's where my fitness was. Sub 3 is the ultimate goal, but
he's getting close.
Hopefully in the spring, my plan is to run the Glass City Marathon, Toledo.
I get to watch his grandma.
My grandma lives there, so I really want to do it, where she is, so she can have any kind of understanding of what I'm doing. But
yeah, so I'm on grandma duty and I can't wait. She will understand.
Maybe a little bit.
She's a great lady.
So that'll be the spring. You have a race. I have a race planned.
Yeah, I want to beat Paul. I just want to be ahead of him. I feel like as a person, I am just like,
you will. You will. I believe you can.
No, I want to beat you like always. Like I want to always be one step ahead of you.
You usually are. Mac also got a kitten.
We got a kitten.
You can.
No, that was a different cat. Paul is now a cat dad.
Yeah.
Because our wiener dog, Paul's wiener dog, passed away.
He passed away after the last recording, I'm sure.
R.I.P. Dodger.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dodger. Oh, he was 15 years old.
Let's drink to
wiener dog. Cheers.
He was a good little guy.
He had multiple organ failures.
It was rough.
It was a rough ending.
Poor little baby.
But yeah, we got a new kitten.
Yeah, her name's River. Yep.
She's fun.
She's so fun. She's crazy, actually. So yeah, it's been interesting moving into the house and Paul getting a new job.
Yeah, it was nice not having to do anything all day.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I bet you do. Not normal people don't get to not do anything all day.
I know.
It's just not a luxury many have.
Yeah, I used to work remote, and now I do not, so I don't see Mac most of the day.
Yeah, and then when he gets home, he doesn't want to hang out with me. He just wants to sit on the couch and watch TV.
I'm usually kind of tired.
Yeah, that's the issue. And he only gets Thursdays off and like Sundays off. It depends on the week, but kinda mostly. Depends, yeah. So we don't see each other much.
Yeah. And no, we do.
And he's kind of been a jerk lately.
No.
He has.
Yeah, we've gotten into some tiffs lately, but I feel like we're coming around. Today was our 10-month anniversary, and I did forget. But I did buy you Indian food, so I feel like internally I knew something was up,
Because you bought me dinner?
Yeah.
Sir, that is not... Like, I appreciate every time you buy me dinner, but for our anniversary, your vegan brownie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was there for that.
Okay. I don't know what else I did for you. I washed the dishes. I made the bed. I went and got all the chargers. What did I get you from upstairs? Something else that you wanted.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you know what? I did a lot for you.
Happy 10-month.
Yeah, it's been a happy 10 months.
But we've really been hanging out, and like, it's been over a year, right? Yeah, over a year.
Yeah, what
since we started. About a year since we started dating-ish.
Seeing each other, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
So fun. But we've been friends since...
That summer, 22.
No, we met in April.
May.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was April.
Oh, maybe April.
Because May is when I ran my first marathon, and I had already known you by then.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought he was weird when I first met him. I told that story to someone the other day.
What?
When I first met you, that I thought you were weird.
Why is that?
Because of your age a little bit.
Like, you thought it was weird I was showing up to a run club?
No, because you didn't just show up to a run club. I wrote like, hey, like Abby Wellman, peep her. Me and her, we did our first marathon together, which was Bayshore Marathon up in Traverse City. So we were doing our 20-miler together. And we used to be, both of us, a part of this club that's local to town. And people would post in like our group on Facebook, like, hey, running this many miles, like anyone want to run with me? So I posted, hey, anyone want to run? Abby and I have our 20-miler. Like, feel free to join for any or all of the miles that we have. I'm being distracted by the cats. They're so cute together. Anyway, so I posted on Facebook, and this strange man with 2 first names said, I'll join. His name was Paul Allen.
Is that what I said?
You said like, I'm in or I'll join.
Yeah, well, I said like, hey, new to the group, or like, I haven't been to any organized runs yet, but I'd like to join for some miles if I could.
Yeah, he didn't say that many words, but he did. So then I was like, cool. I messaged him like, hey, this is my phone number, and we're meeting at Abby's house, gave the address, and like,
you gave me your number right away. It's not really common. I can't even get that at the bar if I was to like go out and try and do that.
Okay,
that was easy.
I was not getting your number to like hook up with you.
Oh.
I was getting your number because I didn't want to have to go on Facebook in the morning at 6 a.m.
You were, though, in a way.
No. And so then we get to Abby's bright and early, and this man only has like 6 miles. So he's up at like 6 a.m. for 6 miles.
I think I had 8 that day. I remember turning around at like 4.
Yeah. So basically he ran 3 to 4 miles with us.
Yeah.
And it was myself, Abby, him, and then our friend Trevor. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he showed up and looking like a legit runner. And of course, like, this is the first time that I had run really, like, as a human, starting to train for this marathon. So we were like not dressing the part of like, quote unquote, like stereotypical runners. And he had like all his running gear on. And I was like,
normal clothes, tights.
Yeah. Well, you're wearing like tight pants. I wasn't used to like boys wearing tight pants yet.
Yeah, you still aren't.
I know, I'm still not.
It's weird.
And so I was like, hey, like FYI, like we're not real runners. We're just here to have a good time.
You're real runners.
But
you guys did a marathon.
Yeah, but we were just like chilling. And so he joined for like 4 miles, and I didn't really even talk to you because I was like, I'm not talking to this man.
Yeah, you didn't. Maybe like...
I said hi.
I remember you saying, you look fast, so...
Yeah, I did.
Just to let you know, we're not good.
I just wanted to like preface like, hey, we're over here like 9:30, maybe 10-minute miles. Yeah. Like, we're just trying to get through this 20-miler. We don't even have paces. You look like you were going to try to go like 6-minute miles. And I just wanted to let you know that wasn't the case.
No.
So yeah, I think you talked to Abby most of the time.
Yes.
And I talked to Trevor.
Yeah.
And then he came to Run Club. Yeah.
Now here we are.
Yeah, and then we became really good friends. And then we became dating people.
What else is new?
What else?
We also did some traveling, I think, over that time. Went to Denver.
We talked about that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, because I cried on top of the mountain.
Oh, yeah. We did talk about that. You're right.
Because that was back in August. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. Why do I feel like we don't have anything coming up? Oh, we actually our running team is doing a not certified because we're not getting like the NCAA.
It's not approved yet.
But we are putting on a 1-mile road race.
Yes.
So that's cool. It's called the Grand Rapids Road Race or Grand Rapids Mile, April 21st, 2024. So we're looking for sponsors and getting all of our ducks in a row, and that'll be cool to have a lot of elites come out, general people come out and race the mile, a lot of kids.
Not a lot of road races or road miles out there, so this is pretty unique.
Yeah, we have in GR we have a track mile, which we've talked about previously on our podcast because obviously we both did it. But
Magic of the Mile, where I learned how to run on a track.
Yeah, when Balkan. I didn't know how that.
Big day for me.
Didn't understand how ovals work, which is just like mind-boggling. Paul's parents stopped by the other day.
You had a weed whack.
Yeah.
Still don't have a weed whacker.
Nope. It was an interesting thing. I told my mom today, I was like, well, okay, so I have an Instagram and my mom likes to body bag me. So today I went over to her house to bring her cake on my lunch. And because my friend Erica made me cake for my birthday. And I showed her this mini vlog that I made on Instagram Reels. And she's like, why does anyone care about that?
Day in the life.
Yeah, she was didn't understand why anyone would want to watch what I do every day. But
you have an interesting life.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I was like, yeah, Paul's parents kind of stopped over to me unannounced. I don't know how much time they gave Paul.
I told you like an hour before, right?
No.
Yeah, they didn't just show up.
I got off the phone with you, and they got there 10 minutes later.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of a notice.
But I don't know how long they gave you.
Like an hour before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. So that was fun. Got to see his parents.
And the cat
his dad said him.
The kitten is meowing at me. Yeah. What else is new?
Why do you keep asking me?
I don't know. The thing is I'll be able to cut some of this out and chop it together. Like these pauses I'm definitely going to cut out.
Yeah, because they're awkward. Why don't we have anything to talk about?
I feel like we did.
Well, I was trying to talk about how you've been a jerk lately, and you didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, so you said I've been a jerk lately.
Yeah, and you didn't want to talk about it for some reason.
Sometimes, I feel like in new relationships too, you kind of learn how to fight with the other person. You learn how to I don't know. You learn.
I think
you learn what you're doing wrong. I have been learning what I've been doing wrong.
Yeah.
Unlearning. Does that make sense?
Unlearning. Well, see, I think it's different for you because I find a lot of things you do so fascinating because you haven't been in a relationship for a hot minute.
Right.
So some of the things you do, I'm like, what in the...
Really?
Like, for instance, like Thanksgiving, right? So we talked about like bringing mashed potatoes and gravy because Paul's vegan. And so obviously it makes it easier if we bring some of our own stuff, but also like as a dish to pass. So I'm thinking we're making mashed potatoes for everyone going to Thanksgiving.
Right.
Paul thought we were just making him
That's
mashed
what
potatoes.
I was used to, like making my own and bringing it to the dinner because I always have to make my own.
Yeah.
But I'm down to make a big vat of potatoes.
Yeah.
Did we fight about that? I don't think
we
did.
didn't fight about that. It's not a fighting thing. I'm just saying like in general, there's things you do where I'm like, that's different.
Oh, well.
Like as a person who's in a relationship.
Making their own potatoes?
Yeah. Like if you go to a place and you're bringing something, you're supposed to make enough for everyone who's going to be there.
Yeah. I was just under the wrong impression. But yeah, I mean, in a new relationship, you kind of learn, in fights or like in arguments, how to, I don't know, I've just been learning new things, like how to be less defensive.
He's very defensive.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I'll go ahead.
My opinion of you, Paul.
Oh, okay.
Here's my opinion, is that sometimes when Paul messes up or does something that hurts my feelings or makes me upset, I would like him to hold himself accountable and just say, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And that's it. Paul likes to say either he comes back at like, well, you've done this in the past, or he says something like,
I've done that.
Or he'll be like, or I did this because blah, blah. Or like another thing he said was, so here's a scenario.
Oh boy.
So on Monday night, he was like, we had talks about the fact that I feel like I'm not getting enough attention. I feel like I'm not getting enough quality time, and that's very important to me. And that's not like just being in each other's presence. That's being like actively engaging, having a conversation, talking about things, potentially physical touch of some sort, like actually connecting. And he was like, oh my gosh, I would love to go to Robinette's. I know that you have wanted to go to Robinette's, and like I would love to take you tomorrow. Like just take a late lunch.
It's a apple orchard.
Yeah, sorry, an apple orchard. And we can get donuts, we can get apples, and we can get cider. I was like, cool. So I really was looking forward to that. And I woke up in the morning, and I did not want to do my workout at like 6 a.m.
Right.
I really didn't. But I was like, oh, I have to, because I have to get it done before work, because I can't take a lunch because I'm going with Paul to the apple orchard.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And so then, what day goes on, and then my friend Andrew's like, want to go work at the coffee shop? And I was like, yeah, we only have to like 2:30 because I have to be ready to go to the apple orchard. So then it gets to be like 1:30ish, 1 o'clock
Sure.
maybe? I don't know. Well, anyway, he gets out of work a little bit early. And he's like, hey, I'm coming home. I'm like so pumped. No, I have makeup on and like I'm ready for this apple orchard.
Yeah.
I had like a cute little outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And he was like, I'm home. And I was like, oh, come over like to see
She was at a
Andrew.
coffee shop across the street.
Yeah. I was like, come
our
over and
place.
like visit with Andrew and I. So he comes over and he's in his running clothes.
Yeah. Had to get a run in,
And I was like, oh, Andrew's like, oh, you run here? Like, are you on like mid run? And I was like, thinking to myself, like, that's interesting. And we had a couple arguments over the weekend about things. And one of the things brought up by Paul was that he gets anxious if he wants to go running at times when he could be hanging out with me, because he feels like it's not going to end well, or I'm going to be upset with him.
Correct.
And that previously had never been the case. I had never gotten upset with him previously.
Yeah, it's an internal thing I'm working through.
Anyway, so obviously, like, because he told me that, I'm not going to be like, hey, you said we're going to the apple orchard, like, don't go for your run. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I went home, and at this point, he went for his run at 3. I think it was like 3
Sure.
o'clock, because, yeah, whatever else you did. At 3 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, now it's 3. At the time, I thought they closed at 6, the apple orchard. And also, like, rush hour, you don't want to be on the East Belt Lane, which is, like, the street that
road.
Yeah, a road that the apple orchard's on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, like, I don't think we're going to go. So I took a nap for my lunch hour instead of, using it on the apple orchard. And then he got home. And he came into my office, and I was like, yeah, I'm just a little bummed. Like, we didn't go to the apple orchard. And he was like, well, you could have texted me. Like, it would have been
during the day.
Yeah,
I would have liked a reminder.
Yeah, he's like, well, I would have liked a reminder during the day. Like, you didn't say anything during the day. And like, instead of just being like, oh my gosh, like, and note that like he had a stressful day, so he could have just been like, hey, like today, like this is what's going on, and it totally slipped my mind. I'm so sorry.
It was the day my mom died.
Yeah.
She didn't die that day.
Yeah. years before, it was obviously like he would have told me.
She died like 2012. How many years is that?
11 years.
12.
2023.
Oh yeah, it's 23. Jesus Christ.
11. I shouldn't know.
I thought it was 24.
Anyway.
So my mind was
not in it to win it.
Yeah, it wasn't in it. I completely forgot about going to the apple orchard, and I have bad short-term memory as it is. I've smacked my head a few too many times as a child. And but yeah, that's my fault. I need to start setting like alarms on my calendar.
But the thing is, like, you're human, like, and I'm totally okay. Like, I kept trying to tell you, I'm not upset with you because we didn't go to the apple orchard. I'm upset with you because of the way that you handled when you saw that I wasn't 100% happy. and I was disappointed.
Yeah, I like to make you happy.
I know, but there's going to be times where I'm going to be disappointed. And in those moments, you need to not do the boy thing. And the boy thing is like trying to like, I don't know, it feels like either like dig yourself out of like this doghouse that you're in or like solve something. And in that moment, you just need to listen, say you're sorry, and like.
Then what?
Move on.
Oh, okay.
Like if you just accept responsibility and move on.
Moving on always feels weird because it feels like you're still going to be mad for a couple more it's 4 to 7 business days.
Not 4 to 7 business days. Not 4 to 7 business days.
It feels that way.
No. And sometimes I just need a hug too. Like say you're sorry, offer me a hug, and like let's move on.
Okay.
But when you meet me, yeah, you should, because when you meet me with like almost putting it back on me, it feels like you're invalidating my feelings and also not accepting responsibility.
It felt like a test because I would have liked a text earlier in the day.
But for me, it wasn't a test, because why do I think that I have to remind a grown man that he asked me on a date? You don't, like, if a guy asked me on a date that I wasn't dating, I wouldn't text him halfway through the day, be like, we still on for tonight? I would just assume that, like.
Look, you've never been on Tinder or Hinge, okay? So what you do is when you set up that date.
Actually, I have gone on a date.
Oh, yeah, you have. That's right.
I went on one date.
We talked about that before. On the podcast?
No.
Wait, we didn't?
I don't think so.
About.
I went on a date with a man.
Well, let me say this real quick. Is like when you set up that date on there, you just like maybe you set it a few days before, and then you text them or you message in the app like, "Hey, we still going on for tonight?" The boy did. Oh, the girls have messaged me before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I wouldn't do
that.
Like,
hey, we still on for tonight or whatever.
Like if a guy asks me on a date, if he doesn't,
like 6 p.m. still good.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Mac did go on a Hinge date, right? Was it Hinge? Hinge.
It was Hinge, yeah.
I swear we talked about this. Maybe not, though.
I don't think so. We just talked about it with someone, but it wasn't on the podcast. I just told... Who was it?
This is while we were dating.
We were not dating. We were seeing each other, but Paul didn't want to make us exclusive.
For like 2 months. No. We were definitely exclusive, but we hadn't been boyfriend.
You didn't want me to be
yet.
your girlfriend for some reason.
We just didn't have a label yet.
Yeah, you didn't want the label.
Yeah, that's not true.
I
did want the label.
But you didn't want the label. If you wanted the label, you would have put the label on it. So that's just bull crap.
Either way, the label wasn't on.
Yeah.
You didn't have a sticker on your back yet.
No, I didn't. And honestly,
with the barcode,
I was kind of having fun on Hinge. I've never been on a dating site. People give like perpetual daters like a bad rap, but I'm just like kind of, when I like one person, and I invest in that one person. And so
sure.
I've gone on dates with multiple people, but I've never used like a dating app.
Sure.
Anyway. So I was kind of having a little bit of fun on Hinge, and I got myself into like 2 sticky situations. But, yeah, I went on a date when Paul was not in
Mind
town.
you, I was running across the state, so I was on my own for 4 days. And she did some fucking shadow play behind my back.
No, I didn't.
And went on a date and took my dog.
I did take the dog.
I
took Dodger on the date. Honestly, he was a great icebreaker. And the guy did buy him a little puppuccino thing. Yeah. Little pup cup. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
It's all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah.
But
I got to ask. I honestly, though, it gave me such a confidence boost because he asked me on this date. And like, the guy wasn't like ugly by any means. He was like a cute man, very successful.
Good.
He owns an athletic company. A really name brand one. Anyway, so
he does. Yeah.
I was grocery shopping because, again, hadn't really heard from him. And I just kind of like assume, I don't know, like it's the guy's job to initiate that. If you ask me on a date, like you have to continue the conversation. Anyway, I was in the grocery store. So I was in like sweatpants and like a sweatshirt and it was freezing out. No, because
it was early January 2023 this year.
Yeah. So he texted me. He's like, hey, like, let's go to this place. Earlier in the day, he did text me, I think that. And I was like, oh, that place is closed at the time we were going to go. So I figured the date was off.
And he doesn't live here, does he?
He lives in Ada, a city nearby.
Okay, like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, 20 minutes away. So he was like, oh, like, let's just meet at this other coffee shop. And then I was at the grocery store, like, this is not happening. Like, no way I'm doing this. And then he was like, I'm going to be at the coffee shop in like 5 minutes. And I was like, fudge. So Dodger and I went from the grocery store and met him at the coffee shop in our sweatpants, no makeup, like just chilling.
In a little igloo.
And he had a little like cortado.
Yeah.
And I had a cappuccino and he paid for it. It was so cute.
I'm glad it worked out.
Thanks. We hugged goodbye.
And Mac didn't tell me this for Months.
I mean, I kind of did. I told you the guy asked me on another date.
Yeah.
He asked me to go rock climbing, but I said no at that point. And then I didn't hear
know
from him
they
again.
went on a date till probably the summer.
I mean, but it wasn't your business because you weren't my boyfriend.
Would you have been pissed if I did? At that time? It would have been weird if I did.
Yeah, I think it would have been weird.
Why is that?
Because I would have thought that was sketchy because the thing is, like, I was ready to be like, yeah, I'm your girlfriend. And you weren't. Like, we would go out and, like, he wouldn't really, like, act like he was my boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't. It was weird.
Well, the thing is like our relationship started and we almost had to kind of be a secret because she was going through a divorce at the time.
Yeah.
And it just kind of felt weird going public. So it was a little tricky navigating when to, I guess, become public.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
And I felt like this guy is not, like, proud for me to be his girlfriend.
It wasn't that. It was just...
It felt like that.
It was just a strange situation. I had never been in one like that. And there was other people getting involved that shouldn't have been. But we won't talk about that.
Well, anyway.
There was. But...
but either way, I just felt like if you went on a date, I think during that time, I would have been like, okay, this guy doesn't want to be
that would have been...
Yeah, like I was the one who was like, I'm ready. And you were not there yet. So like...
Again, I was... But
if you were, you would have been.
But again, it just like we
have
had to be a
that?
secret
like,
for so long.
If he wanted to, he would. Like that is such a trend with men. If they wanted to, they would. Like if you wanted to be nice to me every day, you would.
Which I am.
If you wanted to get me an advent calendar from Charlotte Tilbury,
I don't know what that is, but there's these like honestly, TikTok's unfortunate because it puts like a lot of things in your head where you need like new gifts every month.
Okay. No, I've never asked you for a gift other than a boo basket.
These new baskets that are coming out that I have to get. Advent calendars in November.
Yeah. Well, the advent calendars sell out. The MAC one is already sold out.
So won't they have more for December for Christmas time?
No, that's not how that works. They only make a certain amount of advent calendars. And I didn't even know these were a thing until I saw them on TikTok, and then I decided that
you don't like the ones with the little gospel readings in them?
The ones that have chocolate that I'm allergic to?
Yeah.
No. I'm allergic to those. I want ones that have makeup.
I'll get you something. What do you want for Christmas? Anything good?
I want a lot of things for Christmas. I think I've decided that I want 3 things for Christmas.
Okay.
I want something that we can do together, like an activity or like a vacation.
Ice
so
skating.
if you're like, sure.
Okay.
Except for I feel like you would take that too seriously.
Very.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe like a cabin in the woods, like for you and I to disconnect and like have some time together.
Yeah. Haven't you ever seen any movies where they get murdered in those things?
Yeah, but
no thanks.
I think it would still be cute. Anyway, so something for us to do together. I would also, River's sad. River. Anyway, I would also like maybe something like nice.
What, like jewelry?
I don't know, something that shows how much you love me.
Yeah, you're talking expensive. That's what you mean.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't need anything expensive. When have I ever needed something expensive? Except for my advent calendar from Charlotte Tilbury.
Mind you, it's not a dollar store advent calendar. It's over $200.
People know. Anyone listening to this is going to be like, I know what Charlotte Tilbury is.
No, there's not one guy listening to this. One of the 4 guys that might listen to this that are going to be like, oh yeah, Charlotte Tilbury? Tilbury?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Charlotte Tilbury.
I use their eyebrow wax
me too.
stuff. Me too. Well, I don't really need it. I'm just kind of joking with you, but
I'll surprise you with something big. Okay, that sounded...
Yeah, that was really...
That was uncalled for.
That was kind of creepy. At first, my mind went to 2 different places at the same time. One, an engagement ring, and I almost threw up. And the second one was sexual, and I felt uncomfortable.
Penis.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
I don't even know what I want. I could use a new pair of like running shoes. Some trainers.
You said a watch. You wanted a new watch.
Oh yeah, I needed.
My mom asked if you had a toolbox.
I do. Well, I have that bag.
Yeah, she was like, I was gonna get him a toolbox with a bunch of tools, and I was like, no.
What tools? I have like pretty much all the basic tools you would need.
I don't know.
I don't have like a circular saw or a...
I do have a circular saw here.
Okay, we have that then.
Yeah. It's brand new in the box.
Need to get if she can find me a cold plunge tub, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, but by Christmas time, you're done.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Done? No. Done? No.
Okay, but I mean, like, the season's already pretty far in, right?
Not
like,
too far. I mean,
when are you going to start cold plunging?
it's supposed to be like 60 next weekend. So I can't even start yet, it feels like.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm not doing it.
We'll see. But yeah, Christmas presents, we'll see. We'll do a reveal on the podcast. The one thing I think we were talking about is getting a third person on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Not permanently.
Just a guest.
Maybe permanently, but probably just guests.
No, not permanently.
Rotating
we do not need
guests.
a third person. No one wants to hang out with you and I for that long.
Rotating guests, some interesting folks that can bring a new perspective and maybe be mediators during the fights. We
don't have fights because you never want me to bring up anything.
Oh, talk about what you want.
No, because remember the one time that I said, like, you and Kelsey aren't friends because you weren't invited to her birthday party and you freaked out?
Well, yeah, it's just...
You see? Exactly.
I just didn't care.
Exactly. See, I wish we had people calling in with advice because I could give good advice.
Calling in? Like, we need to get a landline phone?
Or if I want people to chime in on some of this stuff because it's like I feel very, like, sure that I'm right in certain areas.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're very stubborn.
No, he's very stubborn. He doesn't want to admit things.
I'm down to admit whatever you need me to admit. I want to make you happy.
That was just messed up.
But yeah, maybe on the next one we do get somebody on.
See what I mean? You skim over topics that I bring up.
Okay. What
Exactly.
we weren't even talking about anything.
What if it was important?
It wasn't.
You always do this. You're like, anyway, back to what I want to talk about. Because that's what you do.
You had interrupted.
Interrupted what?
Our plans that we were making for a third guest.
Okay, I get it. We're going to have a third guest at some point if we ever do this podcast again. The issue is you're not doing the podcast regularly.
Episode number 5. It's weird how it's coming on to me. It's like... It's always my fault that we didn't do
because
one.
You're always tired.
It's weird.
Because he's always
tired. Get in here and record on your own, man.
Honestly, I should. Really should have recorded my own. You guys, I would be way better at a podcast on my own. Because I have a lot to talk about. And I would vent so much.
So it would just be... Like,
do you guys think panda bears are real? Or like, hear me out. Should I bring up the other person I don't think is real?
Is it somebody we know?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Helen Keller.
Oh yeah. See, again, TikTok is just not good for you. It's not.
Honestly, I think she's a real person, and I think a lot of the things...
There's photographic evidence that she's a real person.
She's a real person. I just don't think she flew an airplane. And
Did she fly one?
Exactly. How?
I don't know what she did.
Explain it to me. She did. No, she did. She did a lot of things, a lot of very impressive things that I'm just confused at how they taught her that, how she like got through that adversity.
Yeah, I think couldn't she kickflip on a skateboard?
No.
Oh, I thought she could.
Yeah.
Was she play piano and stuff or something?
I don't really know that.
I can't remember what Helen Keller did.
Oh my gosh, you don't?
No.
She was blind and deaf.
Deaf and dumb, where she couldn't talk?
No, she could talk, which again, how can you learn to talk if you can't hear or see? How are they teaching you words?
I don't know. People have done crazier stuff, you know.
I guess maybe Braille. But
Braille.
even Braille, how do you teach someone Braille?
Was she blind and deaf at birth? Yeah. She might have learned some sentences before that.
I gotta look this up.
No.
I have to look it up. I just don't know if she was blind. I just don't understand how you can learn. Helen Keller. A childhood illness. 19-month-old girl.
She might have
without her sight or hearing.
She might have been reading by then. She might have been
19
really smart.
months. That's like a year.
Yeah, you're still breastfeeding.
Yeah, you're not learning words.
Well, we'll have to talk about these conspiracies you have in your mind.
Yeah,
like pandas aren't real. You said?
I don't know. That was just a joke because I saw that on the television. I think pandas are real.
What shows are you watching?
Southern Charm. It's a TV show, and this guy says that pandas aren't real because he thinks that every panda bear that you've ever seen is just a person in a costume.
The collective IQ on that show is 7.
Rude.
It is.
There's a lawyer.
I've watched it. It's bad.
Okay. I like it. I like trash TV. I think it's good. I would go on trash TV. If anyone wants to make a movie.
What reality show would you go on?
Max Life.
No.
The
like
Real
one of those
Housewives of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Would you rather do like Real Housewives, or would you rather be like on Love Island, one of those ones? Like a regular one for years, or a one big one that gets you a lot of clout?
I see. Here's my thing though, is like with Love Island, I just couldn't compete for a man. It goes against everything I believe in.
What?
Like Love Island, like they kind of like all find their partners, but then there's this option where their partners go to like Casa Amor and they can cheat on them kind of in a way.
Oh, yeah.
And I just couldn't handle that because I would be dramatic.
You'd be cheating?
No, I wouldn't. I would be dramatic about the men cheating. The men go to Casa Amor. They get like, basically, let's say there's 4 women and 4 men and they all pair up and they're all dating.
Yeah. And
then they say, okay, either take the women away that you're dating or take the men away and put them in a different casa.
Different casa?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Casa.
Oh, okay.
Casa Amor.
That's Spanish for house.
Thanks. Good job. Anyway, and then they introduce 4 more hot women to the men and 4 more hot men to the women. And then they test and see if you'll cheat.
Yeah, you got to take that risk first.
I think you cheat. I think you would.
Well,
I don't trust Paul.
I think I'd rather have a regular role like the Real Housewives.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because then it just follows your normal life and you can like just keep going on. You don't have to like.
Except they definitely have to just come up with weird stuff to film, I'm sure.
You think?
I'm sure. Like they're not just getting into, their lives are probably actually kind of boring.
Yeah, right? I guess you're right. And then on the show they do like vacations and trips.
Yeah, they create fake drama, I'm sure.
That is true, because sometimes they say like, oh my gosh, it's been so long on the first episode. And I'm like, oh, so you guys don't like just keep in touch like you
Probably
would?
Not.
You know what I mean?
Me and my sister lives in Orange County, and we were at a bagel shop there one time in the morning when I was visiting her, and there was like cameras everywhere, and we were really confused, and people were like signing paperwork, and we figured out that Real Housewives of Orange County were coming in. They weren't there yet, but they were having every employee, every customer sign, like, I'm guessing NDAs. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. I was like, dude, they have to do this for every
place
business they go to.
I know.
Insane. I mean, the girls, the housewives don't do shit. They just show up and
true.
Talk shit to each other. But
well, it's probably like just in case something goes down and they have to really film in there. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
They don't film like every single place. Like not every single place that they go all together makes the cut, right? Like only little clips do if there's something interesting. So it's you know, because they get edits and things like that. But I would rather that too. Like be on the Housewives or something. But I think my life is pretty entertaining.
Hard-hitting topics we're covering here.
Okay, well, ask me a hard-hitting question and I'll answer it.
No, you know what? That was the one I had written down before we started. Would you rather be on the Real Housewives? Or
I hate you.
I don't know. We're at about 45 minutes, so we can cut it here. And
what do we stop it at? No, but remember, you have a lot that you have to cut out. Little pauses.
It's not much.
People like to hear us talk.
Oh, okay.
Why do you not want to talk about real things ever?
I said 40 to 45.
I know. It just feels like you never want to talk to me.
What?
I don't know why.
After this, we can definitely talk.
I don't want to talk after this. I want to talk during this.
Oh, God.
I have a hard
hitting. Well, really, the reason I want to cut it at 40 to 45 minutes is because I want to make some pancakes. I'm starving. We had Indian food, but like I feel like I don't know if others like this, but I like to have like a dessert, like a cereal or a dessert at night.
Which you already had a brownie.
I did.
And get this. This is a load of crap. Calorie burning phase. This man is tiny. Just kidding. My dad told me not to say that to you because he said it's mean. My dad literally was like, "You shouldn't say that to him."
Really?
Yeah, my dad gets really mad when I say mean things.
I can see it.
Anyway,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, my dad is a good guy. But I think it was pretty mean that you went to Whole Foods, got yourself a donut, brought back the wrapper, and didn't give me a donut.
This was like, today. I went
today.
Early this morning, and they had one left. You know how they are there. They have like, sometimes they never have anything.
So you just weren't like, hey, I should pick her up. It's her 10-month anniversary.
Yeah,
I should pick her up something.
I didn't think about that. I saw that donut and I thought of myself.
See, this is your issue.
You know?
Yeah.
I was starving. It was my lunch, you know? And
the donut was your lunch?
Yeah.
Why didn't you take something?
PB&J. Wow. Very calorie deficient right now.
I don't remember who I was talking to about this, but you weren't there for some reason.
Okay.
But we were talking about like how old people think I am and you are.
Oh, yeah.
And at first I told them my age, and then I made them guess your age. And I was like, but they were telling me, whoever it was that it would change their opinion of how old you are based on how old I was. Because you look significantly older than I do. Your face.
The fuck?
No, like you.
No.
You do.
What?
You look older than me.
You said significantly older.
I'm sorry. I chose.
Like, what is that?
I chose poor words.
You did, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Redo.
Like
that was my rewind. Rewind. So you look a small bit older than I do, and
you've seen people thought I was like 25, 27.
Only because they thought I was 21.
Okay.
It's true.
6 years is not.
I can't wait to have. Hopefully, we can have our friend Carol on here because Carol thought that I was 21 and Paul was 25.
That's perfect.
But I think again, if she knew how old I was, she would have guessed Paul was older.
Maybe, yeah. What makes me look way older than you?
It's your face.
Oh my God. I thought I had good skin.
You have great. No, you have great skin.
Damn it.
And great eyelashes and eyeballs. Your
Thank you.
eyes.
I do have good eyeballs.
Yeah, you have good eyes.
Yeah, I'm almost at 2 years sober, and I'm probably gonna do another TikTok where I show the difference in my face.
And people get so mad.
It went viral last time, so we'll see if
Yeah, I can't believe you're already 2 years sober.
We'll see if there's big changes. There's really not. My hair got longer, and I think my face got a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
Because the alcohol was not helping.
Inflammation.
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom today about the only thing I hate about you being sober.
Hate. Keep in mind you said hate.
Dislike about you being sober is now anytime anyone has a drink around him.
I need a drink.
No, anytime anyone has a drink around him, he's like, "You're so drunk." They're drunk.
Not anytime. Not anybody. You.
Yeah, like I'll have like.
When you actually are.
No, it's not true.
Yeah.
I'll have like 2 glasses of wine. He'll be like, "Do you remember this happening last night?" And I'm like, "Dude, I wasn't blackout. Like I had 2 glasses of wine."
She was blackout. You know what I mean?
1 sip of alcohol. Like we went to a Halloween party whatever it was, Halloween weekend in Kalamazoo with his friends, and we walked in. They're like, "Oh, we're all doing a shot," and of course, like I want to make a good first impression. So,
rips a shot of tequila.
So I said, "Yeah, I'll do a shot with you." The only drink I had was that shot of tequila.
Sure.
And he was like, "Oh, you're tipsy."
No, but didn't we party when we got back?
No, we got ready and went to Erica's.
Yeah.
And I had 1 White Claw there, or High Noon or something.
There's more information coming out.
But you asked me before we had even got, there was not secret shots in the bathroom.
Was.
No, see, this is what he thinks.
She couldn't even drive.
It's like my dad does the same thing with my mom. It's like, "Oh, she's so tipsy. She had a whole bottle."
I know what it's like to be hammered. I know what it looks like.
You don't. Not on me. On that note, I'm going to finish this glass of non-alcoholic wine, and I would like you to make me a pancake because I think that was on the docket for next.
Let's get one done for next week too. Thanks for listening, and whoever's still listening to this after a 2 or 3 month hiatus, appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Peace.